The real way to effortlessly whip the club going through the golf ball like you see all the top pros do, creates easy power, is these two things: loading and then snapping. Now this load and snap move is the key to having this effortless whip going through the golf ball, and the top player who has the best, in my opinion, effortless whip through the ball is Rory McIlroy, and he does this exact thing with his golf swing: loading and snapping. Because with that, with someone like Rory, who may not be the tallest in stature player, he is still absolutely one of the longest players on tour, and it is absolutely instrumental, as we said, to creating that real easy distance. So the load move, what is that? That is the left arm pinning and sinking into the body in transition, the left arm loading. Now this is something that we see Rory McIlroy do so well, that we can see here. He really has that lead arm sink into that body, really pin up against him as he's turning down in the downswing. Imagine it like a catapult. So catapult loading up, ready to fire through and whip through the shot. It is so incredibly important. You can't have the whip if there's nothing loading to whip through that golf ball. So that's that. Now, the snap. What are we talking about with snapping? We're not necessarily talking about the left arm snapping, but that will happen. It's the left leg makes that happen. So when I've got this left arm and I've got it loaded coming into that downswing, so that left arm pin sinking into my chest, as I start to come through impact from shaft parallel into the golf ball, my left leg snaps. So that's left side extension, that left leg snapping. Now what that does a couple things that creates this power. One, that left leg snapping gets the club flinging around the corner, really gets the club flinging. It gets that left arm and detaches that left arm from the side as you turn through. That gets that power coming through there, because when we have that left arm loading into you, it stretches the lats a ton. And then as you have that snapping move, all that power that you've just got from that storing and that real stretch movement in those lats starts to get released through the golf ball. That's where you get all that power. It's one of the big reasons we see these top players in the world have this left leg snapping. Everything that they've loaded early into the golf swing gets released. Vertical force is one of the big things there. Having that left side go into the ground and then spiking it out is that ground force. It's the biggest power producer in the golf swing. So left arm loading and then left leg snapping at shaft parallel creates that big whip. So load that left arm in, snap that left leg going through the golf ball, and let's talk about how to do it. Now, to really get this into the golf swing, you have to do a kind of little progression that I find the most effective way to get it into players' swings. So we want to isolate this left arm loading in, because how we actually get that left arm loading in and sinking into the body is leaving the arms alone at the top of the swing. We want to leave those arms alone as we start to transition down. As we change direction, get into that downswing, moving that lower body mid-torso, and then that left arm is going to start to pin into the body. Got to leave the arms alone, because if you move those arms first, that left arm is getting detached. You've got nothing that's loading in there. You can still get the snap, but you're going to have no power from that. So if we want this to be an effortless whipping movement, so we've got to make sure that those arms are light and loose as you start to change direction. Has to happen. So a good way to train this is to grab something like a resistance band. I'll show you a way to do it without that as well. So just grab onto it, and grab onto it with just your left arm. So get up to really have a little kind of hip turn to have a makeshift completion of the backswing, and then just separate and turn. So turn, and you're going to really feel as you do this, that left arm is going to be sinking in. You're going to really feel that pressure being put onto your chest there as you do that. So then after you've done that an absolute bunch, you're going to really start to feel that movement. You're going to feel those arms be quiet, and you're going to have that sensation going in there, which is absolutely essential. And then what I recommend is going into there and doing some swings with either an alignment stick or a golf club, and just feeling, okay, that same thing again up to the top, that same feeling there, again, that left arm feeling like it's sinking in. And as you're doing that, when that left arm really sinks in, because you're doing it with one arm, something quite exaggerated is going to happen, which some of you may have picked up from that. The club is actually going to, as I transition down, it's going to hit my right arm. Does that happen when you've got both hands on top of it? No, it's just because that left arm is only thing that's gripping that golf club. But having that same thing with the arm stopping, body turning, same feel from there, left arm sinking in, that club's actually going to hit your right arm as you do that. Really good one. That's the loading movement. We've got to get that loading. But what we could do to be able to, let's say, replace the resistance band, Drew, if you don't have that, is just grab your left arm, pin it across your shoulder plane like that, and turn that lower body mid-torso again, nice little turn up to the top, and then pin that left arm back. It's a really, really good one to feel the exact same thing and then go through with that one-armed feel again. So now to the snapping portion. So getting that left leg to snap going through the golf ball. Something we see all the top players do to some degree. They might not all be dead straight, not even Rory McIlroy is, but it is gradually straightening, snapping through. So from this, absolutely good, another little drill you can do to train that movement. Now this is my favorite one for this specific left leg extension. So you just grab a stick, you put the stick just on the outside, like let's say a foot away from your trail foot and on that foot line there, and then all I want you to do is get the stick elevating into the ground just via snapping the leg. This is around that period of time where you just snap that leg. You can really hear the whip as you do that. You can also hear how icy my mat is. So as you can see, really, really good one to be able to train that side. So it is a little bit of something where you have to feel like you're training those two areas just to get the feeling. Because once you've got the feeling of knowing what the left leg snapping feels like, what the feeling of that left arm pinning into your chest is, that's where we can then get it into one drill. So again, actually we can do it with, again, either club here. We could do it either with absolutely have an alignment stick or a club. So that's where if your alignment stick, you could do the classic thing of hearing that whip, hearing that loud whooshing sound going through the impact area. And we know the feels for it. We know having that left arm load and having that left leg snap, and you're going to hear such a loud whoosh without putting too much effort into it. Brilliant. Really good. So, okay, we can do that absolutely with a club. Same feel. So same feel there. It's going to be, of course, way harder to be able to create a whoosh because we are doing it with one arm. And then what can we do? We can hit little balls down there with just one arm. So I'd recommend putting the club or the arm, sorry, just on your back there and just hitting little balls down there. Still trying to hit that ball, you know, as good as you can. It's incredibly hard to hit a golf ball with just your left arm. It really, really is. Teaches you to rotate, teaches you to extend, and teaches you to do everything that we're talking about here to be able to create power. Because of course, if you're hitting a ball with one arm and you're trying to hit the ball still solid and still to a relatively okay distance, it's literally only going to go 50 to 80 yards doing this. If you can hit further than that, that's brilliant. But you have to have the left arm pin to be able to create that speed. You have to extend that left side because all you're using there is your left side. So really difficult to do. I particularly struggle with this drill myself, being disabled on my left side. So that's where it's not the easiest one for me to do. But very, very beneficial. And then what we can do absolutely is then, of course, we've done our drills. We've gone about doing them. We've really got the feeling in there. And replicate that feel into the golf ball. Left arm pinning, loading, and then snapping that left leg through the golf ball. It's the real way to get yourself having that effortless whip going through the golf ball there. So if you enjoyed the video, click that like button if you want more golf instruction just like this. Hit the subscribe button and hit the bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video. So if you want to make great improvements like you're seeing here with my students, now is the time to start working on your golf swing, and we can do that all online on Skillist. So with my online coaching, I've got plenty of options to suit your needs there, whether it's the brand new winter subscription, which is 4 lessons per month for under the price of 2 single lessons. That's a brilliant one, extremely popular. Or we could even go with a 2 lesson or unlimited lessons or whatever lesson package, single lessons, 2 lesson package, 3 lesson package, whatever you want. I've got it there to suit your needs. So there's a link in the description that takes you straight to my Skillist page. So from there you can see everything I've just discussed with the subscriptions and the packages. And also from there you can message me personally and we can discuss what we need to do with your golf swing, what will be the best plan of action for you, and we can get started straight away. So if you want to make great gains this winter time, make the most out of your practice, let's get to work online via Skillist anywhere in the world.